Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, good late evening, good early morning, wherever you are in this world. Oh my goodness, it's been forever. I missed y'all. Where are y'all? There y'all are. I missed y'all. Oh my goodness, it has been a while. It's been, yeah. So thank you for being here. I felt that. Well, I got your forecast up. And now I got to work on your forecast for the next week, like really, really fast. And I'm just gonna let you know now. You saw your forecast. I hope you saw your forecast. But before we even get there, happy Mercury Cazimi. That's today. That's happening right now. Look at your monthly forecast. I talk about that. And this one's really, really great. This one's a really good one. Okay. So if you feel like there's been like, what is going on? What is real? What's happening? Hey, you get a light bulb moment. You get a light bulb moment. You get a lot of clarity. We have, and Mercury's obviously not retrograde, so it's it's one of the good ones. One of the good ones. We call it a superior conjunction, happening at 21 degrees, where Mercury's in the heart of the sun. That's what a Cazimi is. So I want you to think about that alignment. Remember, everything is energy, including the planets. Yeah. That's energy. They're working together. Mercury is exalted in Virgo with the sun in Virgo. This is a good one. This is a really, really good one. I love that this is happening because even like at 21 degrees, that's obviously a 3. 3 is all about growth and advancement and understanding, but it's also like like I always say, like creation. 3 is also the third house is Mercury ruled, so I just love this. I love this Cazimi. I love this Cazimi. It's coming right after the South Node. Remember, the South Node's in Virgo. It really passed it. Remember, the Sun conjuncted the South Node. It's still there, but it's separating. Okay, it's about 3 degrees apart. So, what does this even mean, right? What does this even mean? It is that it's like a refresh. It's like a reset of the mind, and it really is. Today, I want you to experience that. We also have the Sun sextile Jupiter, Mercury sextile Jupiter. Remember, what are the chances that those are happening on the same day? Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. So really great time. I felt it. I felt it yesterday. Oh my goodness. So many great things happened yesterday. So after a whole 8 weeks of things not. So I'm really, really excited about it. But the sun, your soul, the sun is you. It's a purpose. It's the sun, solar, right? It's you as a human being, it's you being. And then Mercury is the mind. Mercury is conscious because it's a mind. It's almost like a mini awakening. Okay. It's a mini awakening that brings a lot of clarity. And I think that's what we need today. And that's why I hopped on here, because I really, really wanted to see how everyone's doing. Okay, it is eclipse season. I said eclipse season would be a little, yeah. This is because here's the thing. Sure, it's eclipse season. Eclipse seasons are unpredictable. They bring a lot of change, but at the same time, all the other stuff happening in the background. Yeah, I'm putting on lip balm. I don't even know. It's a fancy lip balm. I don't even know. Look at that. It's I think that it's like metal. I don't even know the brand, but it's not even good. But anyway, there's my clarity. This lip balm isn't great. But anyway, just remember, Virgo is very analytical. So when you have a Mercury Cazimi and Virgo, not only is it analytical, yeah, and it's piecing things together. Remember, it's doing your to-do list, having order in that, but it's also service to others. How can you contribute? Okay, I want that to be a big takeaway for this day, this weekend. Okay, you're going to feel it all weekend. Yeah, you start feeling it yesterday. And then also Virgo, because Virgo is Mercury ruled, there is a little bit of restlessness. Yeah, so you may feel a little bit restless, especially with a lot of circumstances happening in the world, but also with the eclipse season. Yeah. Anyone a Virgo moon, Virgo rising, happy birthday to all Virgos out there. And that's one thing about me. I'm very always transparent about my chart. And I'm a 0-degree Gemini rising. So Mercury is my chart ruler. Yeah. And Uranus is on top of Uranus is in Gemini, right? So Uranus is Aquarius' ruling planet. And then remember, Uranus and Gemini is trining Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto's there. I'm in Aquarius. And I'm also a Virgo moon, 29 degrees. So Mercury rules both Gemini, Virgo. That's why you can see me. I'm always like, I am a restless person. So, and we talk about this. We talk about this on Great Awakener. There's a lot of things that we talk about in Great Awakener that I don't do here. And I just actually had a class. I just did my first class because I'm teaching intuition, how to develop your intuition. We just had that class. Very excited. That was so much fun. That was so much fun. And I'm seeing a lot of y'all that were in that class that's here. I love it. So yeah, we have Christian, who's doing the astrology course. I'm bringing Alex on. She's doing 12-week course on hypnosis and harnessing hypnosis. And yeah, that's free hypnosis, y'all. Come on. Remember, Nick Dagan Best is, and listen, I have been so insanely busy. I'm going to tell you about the health things I've been going through. I've been busy with Ruby, her health issues as well. So I really do appreciate all your kind words. I get a lot of your comments on Instagram too. I really appreciate that. I post a lot of things on Instagram, even in the stories, so they don't last long. It's 24 hours. But yeah, and then, I'm about to get really emotional, so I'm gonna not talk about that. But thank you so much for your patience, and it has been it's been a journey. It's been a journey. But if you haven't signed up for Great Awakener, would love to have you there. I literally quit my job to start it. So, and that's the other thing. Your promo code they're still working. Yeah. So that's amazing. Remember that's a lot of money off. I forget up to 75% off. And it comes out to like, even with just doing month to month, it's like 40 cents a day. But it is like, we have a great community there. And then everything's included at Great, like all these courses are all included, and they're all live streams. So you're interacting, that's energy, right? You're connecting with the teachers, instructors, experts, everyone that I bring on. There's going to be more, by the way. And yeah, so they're all archived there. You can look back at the videos too if you weren't able to attend the live stream. And I know that y'all are all over the world. They're at different times. I did a class at 11 a.m. We have, I did free tarot readings at 8 p.m. Alex's class will be at 12 p.m. Christian's class is at 4 p.m. So they're all at different times too. All right. And again, a lot of new things. By the way, I should probably leave this. I'm going to leave this in the comments, but that's where you can become a member. And that's where you're going to get your discount code, your promo code. I think y'all know how to find it. Hopefully you know how to find it, but it's all there. You just click that link. I'm going to add that as a banner. And then, yeah. And then you just, at checkout, you put in your promo code in the box that says promo code. There you go. And you'll see it automatically deduct. But there's a lot of things I talked about in my live streams, predictions, live streams, channeling live streams last weekend that you've seen play out. It may have been the weekend before too. I can't remember. I do a lot of these live streams. You've seen a lot of things play out. And that's what I wanted to talk about, is that this is a great weekend. Remember, please use this Mercury Cazimi. Anything that you need clarified, anything that you need just sensible, like Virgo is, again, perfectionist energy too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's a cluster of aspects that's coming up this week. And so not only is it eclipse season, but again, there's a lot of things happening in the background. Okay. We have that new moon solar eclipse in Virgo that's about to happen. That's going to be on the 21st. It's a week from now. But remember in your forecast that I just posted, there's so much happening this upcoming week. Okay. So you're going to be having a lot of experiences. And then the next week, and I'll work on your forecast this weekend. Yes, I don't take a break. I don't take a break. Oh, let me tell you about my health. Okay, well, let me do that. I'll do that later. We will have the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. It is bundled with the equinox. And you know that's just not, yeah, sure. New season. There's a lot of significance around equinoxes. Yeah. And marking the start of Libra season. And then you have Mars entering Scorpio at the same time. So you also have a cluster of really big things happening starting next week. Okay. Well, not this upcoming week, but the 21st, September 21st. Mars moving to Scorpio. It's been years. It's been years. Mars rules Scorpio. But then you also have to remember Pluto is out of bounds, and Pluto is Scorpio's modern ruler. And Pluto happens to be in Aquarius for the next 19 years. And I said, Pluto, you're going to start seeing very active. That's part of the Prism portal. Yeah. So a lot happening. Pluto out of bounds. That's an hour. We could talk for hours on that. But Pluto's just a little bit more wild. We'll just, yeah, there's no supervision on Pluto right now. He's like Dennis the Menace, just, with his slingshot. So that's until November. And it is rare. So there's a lot of rare things that are happening right now. And one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something here. I don't know if you saw this. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you. Well, let's do this. So I am going to, oh my gosh, my name is on this thing. How'd that happen? Why are you seeing my name? Oh gosh, Uranus. Okay, this is Uranus on my, by the way, remember Uranus on my ascendant. I have tech issues every day, like 3 to 4 tech issues. It's like when you have Uranus on your ascendant, I realize the best way to describe it is it's like having like a mini Mercury retrograde every day. And remember, Uranus, sure, breakthroughs. I've had a lot of breakthroughs. But Uranus is also chaos and upheaval and things like that. So every day. welcome. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to share my screen, okay? Because there's something I want to show you here. And I'm also going to leave it in the how are y'all doing? I want to see your comments. I want to talk to y'all. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. So very excited that New York Post reached out. They asked me to talk about September 2025 with the eclipses. You can see that here. They gave me a little link, and I'll even leave it here if you want to see it. But one thing about this story is that, yeah, I did talk about eclipses, and I did say that it's got to be bonkers. I talked about Pluto out of bounds as well, which is something that I talked about in your forecasts. And I said, eclipse season, you're going to see a lot of unexpected things. Even at this point, the total lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 8th draws our attention to the collective unconscious and news or issues related to religion, addiction, and water may surface, right? I did not write that. Remember, I don't write. That's the editor. I didn't write pun intended. But anyway, there's a couple things that I did say that was excluded from this story, but I did say in your September forecast, and I did talk about in Great Awakener. You can see I've gone incognito now. There we go. So one of the things is, I was going to show you this too. You see that? Okay, so this is another story where I talked about Uranus retrograde and Gemini. Okay, so I'll leave that link for you too. I haven't even read this. That's how it's been like back to back, minute to minute, 14, 16, 17 hour days. But there it is. So I haven't even read this one, but that came out September 5th. What is it? 13th. I'll read it later. But anyway, I'll leave the link for that. What you can expect with Uranus retrograde and the signs that are going to feel that the most. But remember, every sign is going to feel all of this. All of it. Some signs feel a little bit more. But I've told y'all, it doesn't even matter with the signs too. It comes out of your birth chart. It comes down to your chart. So even if I say that, like, oh yeah, Aquarians are going to feel this the most. Well, if you have a certain pattern or aspect in your chart specific to you that could be a little bit, stronger, there's a pattern there that uh, you may feel it more than others. And I did my first astro charting course as well. Yeah, I'm teaching a lot. Where I talked about how you can see what eclipses are going to impact you personally the most, as well as full moons and new moons, not only for the ones in this month, every month. So you can plan ahead. Okay. So that video's on Great Awakener. I want to show you something here. I love this. Let me just show you one more screen. This is our courses page. And I'm just really excited because we finally got it up. But this is all the current courses going on right now. I'm teaching 3 of them. I don't think everything's here either, but yeah, Alex starts on the 22nd, like right at the time of the eclipse. And then you can like click these, by the way, and then you'll have like, this is the one for the weekly breakdown. Isn't that cool? I love that. I love this. Anyway, let me just tell you real quick about what's been happening with me and why your forecasts have been late. I have been going through health issues and they have been really strong and they came out of nowhere. And I think that I did say, and now I'm just gonna, it's all, most of it's like on Great Awakener, like the live streams that I do there. And all these courses, again, by the way, are live streams. You can ask them questions. You can interact with other members. You can ask, there's Q&As, all of that. What happened this month in September, literally the same thing that happened in September last year with a new moon in Virgo. I had to go to the ER. I had something come up that was strong. I had to get a lot of tests. And then Ruby this time last year, she, when I got out of the ER, when I came back from the hospital, she was so excited to see me. She slipped on the floor and tore a ligament in her knee. So she has a partial knee tear on top of the 2 herniated discs that came out of nowhere last year. All right. And has a hip issue. And she's lost 3 pounds of muscle mass in just, 4 months. It's just been so I've been taking care of her, and it's a lot of care. I don't know if anyone's taking care of an elder dog or a pet or animal. It's a lot of, it's work, right? That's why you see all this rugs and carpets all over my ground. She needs to have stable things to walk on. And so she did have her consultation for stem cells. And so we will see if she qualifies, because she does have to get a heart thing and test and blood work and things like that. But, she is on painkillers and we're doing our best. But that's why you have been seeing a little of me. I've been really, really just focusing on my health. And remember, I want you to do the same for you. It is Virgo season. It is Virgo rules healthcare and health. All right. Even with the eclipses, there's an eclipse in Virgo. We just came after a new moon in Virgo. So it's doing things to improve your health. Okay. And yeah, even the lunar eclipse in Pisces, that's subconscious. It could be, some, depending on your charts, with these activations, it could be chronic health, chronic illnesses. If it's not you, someone in your family. If it's not someone in your family, it could be pets. Virgo rules domestic animals. Okay. So there can be some things there. It was Ruby's birthday 2 days ago, the day that she went to the specialist for the stem cell stuff. So we'll see. Anyway, there's some big news that are happening. How are y'all doing? Y'all ask questions and stuff. I don't have my moderator with me. She'll be with me tomorrow when my live streams tomorrow. And again, those are a Great Awakener. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna pitch my side, but it is actually really great and it's really fun. It's very exciting and there's so much there and there's a lot more to come. I'm excited. So the reason why I jumped on this is because clearly there has been a lot of news that's been going around. There's been a lot of incidents that have been happening, and there have been a lot of things that have had a huge impact on the collective. Does anybody, and please ask questions. I'm here to help. Okay. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I want you to feel comfort. This is my duty. This is my job. This is why I started this channel. This is why I'm here for you. I just want you to know that. Okay. I'm here for you. And I always will be. I'm a Virgo moon at 29 degrees, a critical degree. Of course, Virgo, again, service to others. Virgo rules hospitality. Virgo this is the moon. I got to take care of y'all. Okay? I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. Humanity. That's what Aquarius is. My Aquarius sign is in the 9th house. Spirituality. Yeah. We get that. Now, we are currently, what I was going to say about New York Post, one of the things that they did edit out, and I talked about this. I talked about this eclipse season. Yes, you're going to start seeing the brink of revolution. And they took that out of this story. But with aspects that you're tracking, but also you take astrology out of it. You've seen my predictions videos. You've seen the things I've been saying. I give you Easter eggs all the time. I do it all the time. I don't know if y'all pick them up. That's me being Gemini rising, Virgo. Like I have Mercury. Remember, I'm Virgo, Gemini, and Aquarius is all about the future and progress and the genius energy. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I've been dropping you Easter eggs like Breaking Bad. Just little things here and there, but they're easily like, for instance, remember in your September forecast, I did say aspects from August are going to spill over into September. And remember, I don't do a world astrology here. I did that one time for September with Nick Dagan Best. All right. We jumped on Great Awakener and we went a lot deeper. And then he surprisingly did birth chart readings for people that were there, like asking or answering their questions based on their birth charts. He's a great guy. I love Nick. And he's one of the best in the business. But I did tell you in your September forecast aspects such as Saturn sextile Neptune, which we have not seen since the late 1960s. Saturn sextile Neptune is part of the prism portal. All right. If you don't know that, y'all would know. Y'all would know. Okay. So Uranus is revolution. So is Pluto in Aquarius, right? And Uranus sextile Neptune, a lot of imprints. Remember, astrology is just pattern recognition. Yeah. So a lot of that spilling over what happened in the late 1960s. Okay. And so this is why I said, take advantage of what's happening over the summer, take inspired action to be where you want to be by February 2026, when we have the Saturn Neptune conjunction in Aries, 3 days after the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. There's a lot of other stuff happening around that time, but you're going to start seeing things happen. Okay. A lot of echoes of the past, but a lot of uncertainty about the future, because what is the prism portal? It's a lot of alignments that we have not experienced in modern human history or history in general. Okay. So you can't really say, oh, this is going to happen. No, we've never experienced this. So That's why I want you to, you still have time. Just because I said the biggest window of the prism portal is over the summer before Saturn goes retrograde in Pisces, which happens September 1st. Doesn't mean you still can't. You want to take inspired action every day. You still have time to put yourself there. But if you are here, even in the chat, or even if you're watching this, there is a sense of you really connecting spiritually anyway, and therefore being in touch with your intuition, and therefore even perhaps subconsciously putting yourself in a place where you want to be in the future. So good for you. Good for you. And that is something that I talked about in my first class on intuition. Let's see what else. Yeah, some things that are happening. Mars in Libra. I've talked about this. Mars doesn't do well in Libra. Mars is the warrior god. Libra is peace. So Mars is in Libra and has been in Libra for many months. Mars is martial. Yeah. You've seen things. You've seen things. And there's got to be a lot of karmic lessons with Saturn, whose karma retrograde, and Pisces. Remember, Saturn's borders. But in Pisces, there's dissolving. Yeah, remember, Pisces has no borders. So it's going to be very interesting for the next few months with a Saturn retrograde, okay? Because what's going to happen is when Saturn moves back into Aries, Saturn has something to work with. Saturn's going to be like, oh, yeah, I got stuff here. I can do things here. In Pisces, Saturn's just basically like swimming in the middle of the ocean, right? And so I want you to know that even with the solar eclipse that's coming up on the 21st, you're still working with this Pisces lunar eclipse energy, moving toward this fated moment. Remember, these eclipses, it's right on the south node. And then remember, we have the Saturn opposition with the sun on the day of the eclipse. I mean, there's so much happening. And eclipses do have an impact on world events as well, but you've got to focus on you. How do you contribute? How do you contribute? Remember, I've from the very beginning, spiritual warrior. Okay, very beginning, spiritual warrior, because Uranus even moving back into, like, again, I talked about this. All these planets retrograde, reassessing. The planets are saying it's not time yet. Sheila, Jeremy, Michael, or Talon, Dawn, Jen, Afro Sassy. Yeah, it's not time yet. It's time. You still have to go within. There's still some things you got to work on. Okay. Even if you believe there isn't, there's still some things you got to work on. That's what's happening right now. You can still move forward. You can still move forward, but it's going to be a little bit like learn through the process and let go through the process and release through the process. Yeah. That's the biggest thing here. Okay. And even with Uranus retrograde and Gemini, yeah, again, there's going to be a lot of things that we're returning to that came up since July 7th, like the comet, quote unquote, the Atlas 3I or whatever it's called. Yeah, I talked about that in my channeling session. I channeled it. We connected on Great Awakener, and we'll talk more about it. But now you're seeing a lot more information come out about that. Okay. I've always said in these prediction live streams, I said it, I think maybe December. Oh, and that's the thing. I finally found an app where you can just put the video in there and it'll look at the transcript and timestamp everything. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. But I am hiring some more help while I go through some health issues. So there's going to be more timestamps in older videos. Anyway, I did talk about it last summer. No, I'm sorry. I think it was like December or January, one of those live streams. I said, okay, we're going to start looking up the sky, start paying attention to the sky. Okay. Then, I mean, like you saw the drones coming out of the oceans. You saw even recently, like, so there's more information about that comet. It's not. There's more information about, they discovered that mini moon. There was like a mini moon in orbit. There's congressional hearings with the like UAPs and things like that. Yeah, that's back on the table. And then the missile. I talked about the missiles. I talked about, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow. And of course I have the videos and all those other things that we're going to show during the live stream, and the, you know, data and the facts and things like that. But anyway, there's going to be a lot that's happening. Oh, one thing that I predicted was the and this is very interesting. You know what? Maybe I'll save it for later because I really want to hear from you. And I wanted to say that, yes, I've been leaving you Easter eggs. That's just me. Some things I will tell you like very bluntly, okay? But we all know that these platforms censor now. You're seeing other content creators edit themselves. They're saying, oh, I can't talk about this, or oh, I probably shouldn't say this, or a year ago that never happened. A year ago that never happened. So you see, when I told you things are going to change with social media, you're seeing it. So anyway, Easter eggs. What else did I tell you? Oh yeah. I did tell you about I said the Pisces Virgo axis we're on right now. I said, think about what happened in your life 2006 to 2008. Yeah, the last time we had the eclipses in Pisces Virgo. They happen every 19 years. Was it 2006, 2008? Let me just Google that real quick. I want to make sure before I give you the I want to give you the actual dates, because I think it was March 2006. It may be 2000. Let me I can do that real fast. Let me just pull up my software. Okay, so yeah, it was yeah, right on, yeah, 2006 to 2008. Okay, March 14th, 2006 to about February 2008. So what happened in your life around that time? Because you're going to pick up the similar patterns. Yep. So that's an Easter egg. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Am I using the right term? Because I talk about world events, including the economy, on Great Awakener, where I can speak more freely. What happened 2006, 2008? So I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that certain patterns and themes come up. They don't play out the same way. The themes just come up. Yeah. All right. So because I get a lot of questions and comments from y'all in the comment sections of the videos. I'm like, y'all, I can't, like, all right. So the other thing is, I do want you to be mindful with the fact that I just told you Mars is moving into Scorpio at the end of the month, with a lot of other things happening. Mars will square Pluto, and we talked about this in your monthly forecast, and those are two very powerful planets. So just know, in your lives, there may be some things that could be strong. Okay, there can be some things that not seeing eye to eye. Just keep that in mind. That's why you always want to vibrate at that high frequency. And I say that all the time. You out of 10, if you're out of 10 on the frequency scale, on the emotional vibrational chart of love and gratitude and compassion, You're invincible. You're invincible. So there's a lot to talk about, but one thing that I'm here to do is to remind you we're all human beings. We're all part of a collective. We're here together. Okay. I always say it. We're like a colony of ants or bees. We all play a part. Whether you believe it or not, you still do on a subconscious level, the collective subconscious. We all play a part. We thrive together. We grow together. We learn together. We survive together. And when there is divide to the points of extreme, this extremity, it's like a rubber band. We've got to be able to compromise. We have to, because I made it very clear, and you're starting to see it too. I'm not the only content creator that talks about this, because even with Neptune retrograde, remember that's a lot of illusion. There's a lot of what does it say, misinformation, a lot of like, what is real? I'm going through my feed. What's real? What do I trust? Who do I trust? That's happening right now. So you've got to trust you. You've got to trust your information, your intuition. You've got to, it's Virgo energy. Virgo's very like, again, analytical, like really, Virgo is known for research. Yeah. So just know that at the end of the day, it's all this divide that's going to be promoted. And it's this divide that's, there's a strategy behind it. Okay. So it's been, I mean, this is part of the Great Awakening, right? This is part of the Prism Portal, waking up, expanding your consciousness, and just seeing little things like, oh, 2% of the 9 billion people on this planet have the most wealth and power. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. Little things like that. It's like once the collective starts understanding, even just having that energetic experience of, let's change this, it'll be changed. We create our reality. And the irony is, we have the numbers. We have the power. But you have to be at that high frequency to see it and to know it. And there's a lot of things that are just going to be happening in the next few weeks. And as long as you are being your authentic self, and in order to be your authentic self, you have to have self-love and you have to have care. Okay? That comes first. That comes first. Because then you see what your authentic self is. Yeah? Then you've already begun. You've already begun your journey and your ascension. And again, it doesn't help when we stay divided. It doesn't help when we stay divided. And it's one of the hardest things right now, because it is so extreme to bring it back. And I've given examples of, we live in a world where it's unfortunate that it's tragedy that brings everybody together. Yeah. But I've given you examples of where it doesn't need to be. All right. So even like the fact that, what was it? I think, what was the last example I gave you? It was the solar eclipse. We had a total solar eclipse in the US. It was 2017. 2017. Yeah. I think it was in Leo. It was the first one in decades in the US that was visible in the US. And so think about 2017. What happened the year before that? In 2016, there was something unexpected that happened that caused a lot of division and chaos and upheaval and just moments. 2017, the day of the new moon, total solar eclipse in the US that hadn't happened in decades. I think 50, 60, 70 years. Everybody forgot about that, and everyone came together and looked to the sky and enjoyed this rare celestial phenomenon. I can't even say the word. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about that high frequency. But you get what I'm saying. It doesn't need to take tragedy, but there's going to be a lot of things that are going to make you feel. They're going to try to push you into these low energy frequencies, okay? And just don't fall for it. That's all. That's all. Always stay at that high frequency. I think that I said in my last, again, it was on Great Awakener. I recently met someone. She was amazing. She was great. Really good energy, really good vibes. And then out of nowhere, she brought up politics. And she spent and her energy just got really toxic and you could feel it. And she spent a good amount of time talking about how she wished there was one person that was dead. Like, oh gosh, I just want this person to die. That's not love. That's not self-love. That's not compassion. That's not enlightenment. How does that bring you joy? So I want you to remember we're all human beings, okay? We're all human beings. And we have to remember that we work together and we're a collective, all right? There will be some things that, again, well, that could rattle you. And there may be some things that can make you feel really emotional. I've had emotional moments. Anyone here a Libra? Did you see your Libra forecast? I think that was actually the second time I cried in a like, and you see me stopping. I'm like trying to actually get out of the camera's way, so you know, like, but yeah, the South Node, when there are activations on the South Node in Virgo that rules health, it can be hard. It can be hard. When we had Mars conjunct the South Node back in July, I was nervous. For Ruby. Again, that's right in my, you know what I mean? Like that's so, but what happened at that time, it was my mom's dog that passed on the day of Mars conjuncting the South Node. And this is something that I talked about actually like maybe 3 times in July for y'all, because I knew that it was going to be a big day for everybody, or a big time, like days surrounding it. But again, it all depends on your chart, and I have a chart that supported something that maybe not super, and so there's some alignments that are coming up that, you know, can be a little bit, and I'm not saying that's gonna, that don't, like, now I'm talking about like Saturn opposite Mercury, where there may be just some authority that you may have, you know, like your forecast. Look at your forecast. That's, so I'm not saying any of that. But anyway, does anybody have any questions? Can we all please remember that we're human beings? We're actually not. We're actually spiritual beings. And I think everybody here knows that. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. What is the experience that you want to have? Right? What is the experience that you want to have? You can make it. You can create it for yourself. You can create it for yourself. You can fake it till you make it, because I talked about that too. Yeah. Fake it till you make it. I made what was it? That reference to Berenstein Bear's book, where all the kids were just like little monsters at each other. And so the mama bear was like, I want you all to say please and thank you and be nice to each other. And so all the kids, they're like, roll their eyes and they're like, okay, fine. And so they did. And but like mockingly, like, the sister bear passed the brother bear like green beans. He's like, thank you, like whatever. But then as they continue to do it, they felt it. All that low energy frequency turned into high energy frequency because it was the practice of it. So yeah, fake it till you make it if you need to. But again, I feel like y'all are already at that high frequency. Anybody have any questions for me? Just let me know. It's so funny my name is on this thing. How do I get it off? Uranus. Okay, so Sin. Is it Sin? Cincy. What are your thoughts on motivation around this time? How should we maintain routines, goals, and stay focused? Turn off, just put your phone in a locker. Don't look at the news. Don't distract yourself. Okay? That's how you do it. Don't distract yourself. Focus on you. Focus on you. And when you're ready to come back out, when you're at that high frequency, when you feel like you are that spiritual warrior, there you go. Very Four of Swords. Take that time out for you. And then come through. Yeah. That's gonna help. Y'all. Oh my gosh. Top and God. Oh my gosh. Top on God. I can't even. I'm just gonna do this. Top and God Plaza. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. And for your kind words with Ruby and me. Yeah, I really appreciate it. It has been all summer. So actually all year. March started in March 2024. But I thank you so much. And then one of mine, thank you so much for the super sticker. Oh, I love your what is that called? The emoticon? I don't know, the profile photo icon. Any insight on AI slop taking over the internet? The 80-20 rule says 80% AI slop by 2027. Yeah, I talk about, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow on AI, but there's gonna be on Great Awakener. But yeah, as long as here's the thing, I've said, just really get to know it, get to know AI. It's not going away. Genie's out of the bottle. Tech billionaires are not gonna say cancel AI. Like, no, like it's out. That it is, again, I just talk so much about it on Great Awakener. But yes, it's definitely something that it's better to understand it, what it's capable of, and what it's capable of in the wrong hands. That's all there's to it. And Pluto moved into Aquarius the first time in 250 years. So remember that every 250 years, that brings revolution, but different types. The last time it was the Industrial Revolution. This time, the Tech Revolution. So it was meant to happen, and it will be integral in our society. But there's ways you can manage it. Yeah. So it's definitely something where it's more about educating yourself on AI, what you can use, how you can use it, and what's when it's in the wrong hands, what could happen. Yeah. That's the difference. And I always say, never replace your creativity with AI. Don't ask AI to do your social media or whatever. It's your creativity. That's what makes you human, right? So, yes. What are y'all talking about over here? What are y'all talking about? Oh, tuning forks. Yeah, I got some. I have like a whole bag of tricks here, but oh my gosh, I just recently. Oh wait, here's one. I like recently did. I like had to like clean up my. It was just a mess here, but get some tuning forks. They come at different hertz. Get some tuning forks. They really help. They really do. Remember, sound, frequency, energy, therapy, healing. Sound is healing, has been used for healing for thousands of years. There's a reason why a lot of I'll talk about it another time because I'm looking at the time. Y'all. Guinevere Electra, you asked any thoughts on Europe and NATO following Russia drones? Well, everything that I just said. There's gotta be you're gonna that's again like just I'll talk about that tomorrow. There's been a lot of activity, and I'll pull up those news clips. So I think that, and I'm sure you might be aware of it too. There's a lot of activity with drones and these countries and whatnot. So yeah, but there's more to come. Darlene, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's these comments like these, and I just saw so many of your comments, and I last week, and it just really and in this, well, it's Saturday, so this past week, and I do get really emotional. So I really do appreciate it. And that's what I'm talking about with energy. Like just y'all, just even little things like this. Remember, words are energy. Things that I read are energy, and they help me. So I do appreciate it, and I have a lot of gratitude. And it takes 2 seconds, and I always say that, like even like just doing those little things, even for you, like acts of kindness, random acts of kindness, even like during Virgo season, like it's when Mercury Cazimi today. Service to others, compliment someone, make someone feel good. You're working on your karma, you're raising your frequency, you're spreading that love. Yeah, I really appreciate this. Your kitty did well with stems. Oh, that's great. That's really great. Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. So she, because she's lost a lot of weight because of her musculature, we just have, and there's other health issues. We just have to do the heart check and blood work, and then we'll see if she qualifies. If she does, then we're good. It's expensive, by the way. Stem cell stuff. Oh my, they showed me the thing. I'm like, Ruby. Okay, so let's see. There's y'all, yes, all about the people. It's all about the people. So yeah, you said Cincy, tech involvement, ethics, uprising. There's gonna be like, so I have a plan. It's not just raising frequency, right? It's not just me coming on here and talking about these things and helping you raise your frequency and hoping that we can all like remember that we're all humanity. We're all in this together. We're all on this planet together. There may be some leaders and forces at the top that they have a totally different way of doing things. They have a completely different strategy. And then there's also more that's happening behind the scenes. So I think that it takes a little bit more than just jumping on live streams and I have a plan. It's a good one, but it just, it's really more about like just spreading the knowledge and educating others that may not know about, just helping them come back to like, yes, we are human beings. Yes, we are like a colony of ants. And yes, I think that you're right. I think that all this division and all this fighting and, taking sides has got us not nowhere for a long time. Decades. Yeah. So we can change our reality. We can change our future. I love y'all singing bowls. I love it. Yes, there's so many. Like I'm gonna eventually talk about all these. I'm gonna talk about pendulums and, of course, crystals, tuning forks, all of this. I love that singing bowls. Yeah, the Tibetan singing bowls, and that's what I'm saying. And even when I say sound is healing, it's like we're at a time where ancient cultures, ancient civilizations, everything that they did, it was vibration, it was frequency, it was energy, whether they were aware of it or not. They were, though, by the way. And so a lot of it is truly like even like Tibetan singing bowls, Gregorian chanting. It didn't matter. Sound is known to heal. Hemisync. Yeah. I always talk about it. So put it in your digital journals, which you get. And Great Away. I'm really pitching that. But anyway, yes, one of a mind. That's a good reminder. Earthing helps ground your body. Virgo, earth sign, earthing. Very, very nice. Very good. Virgo energy right now with the Cazimi, with being in Virgo season, Sun in Virgo. Great. And I have earthing mats. And that's the thing. If you live in a city like me, where it's like you can't always find grass, right? That's one thing that happened is when I went on my getaway last week, something happened and I was stuck fixing something. I was on the computer. I was averaging 14 hours a day last week. So I didn't have a vacation. I didn't have one at all. And it would just, so I got to redo that. But I was able to sneak away for maybe an hour a day. Like after, I would take Ruby out in the morning, but then an hour just to let her walk on the grass, let her be back in nature. And that's when I would, put my feet in the grass. The minute that I got there, the release, you feel it. Even if you have like a buildup of just a lot on your mind, on your shoulders, definitely grounding helps. But what I was going to say, I do have earthing mats in my apartment. I have my feet on one right now. I have one in my kitchen when I'm cooking. And so those are really amazing. I don't know. They may be in the description box still. I have the ones that I personally use because I know there's a lot of different companies, but I'll put in the description box if you want me to, or yeah, but they should be. If they're not, then I'll add it. But there's one that I use that's great. Ellen, great point. Gratitude practice first thing in the morning, best thing ever, says the path in a wonderful manner. Yeah, absolutely. And that is something that when I talk about vision boards, I always give you the tip. Put it in your bedroom. It'll be the first thing you see in the morning. It'll be the last thing you see before you go to bed at night. That helps put you on your path, right? That you're creating for yourself. It raises your frequency. And it's all, if you want to call it law of attraction, that's law of attraction. You're putting yourself, it's just, I did a whole video on it. You'll find it. But that's 1000% true. And you can put gratitude on your vision board as well. Results that you're seeking, things that You know, like, and I think I gave the example that the last time I did a vision board, there was a lot of things on it. It's like a collage, right? You can do like a little collage of things. I even wrote a check to myself the way Jim Carrey did or whatever. And within a year, all of it, all of it came true. Everything I got. So it works. It works. Yes, Remy Lee, that's a great so that's the thing with Ruby is that she does all of that. She does every month shockwave therapy, acupuncture. She started the acupuncture with electrodes, or I don't know what they're called, laser therapy. I actually had to buy one of those guns, the red light therapy guns, for home. So because she, it's like us, like human beings, every day we age, and so our body just doesn't function the way it used to in the past. And so it's all preventative measures, but also just helping, like, healing with the inflammation in her discs. But yes, like, yeah, I do a lot for Ruby. She's my girl, she's my baby, she's always right next to me. She's down here. I don't know if she's sleeping, so I don't want to pick her up or anything. So yeah. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh. And that's the thing. I can't even Phoenix, you asked about the crystals. Would you recommend for intuition shopping or gifts? Yes. I'm talking about that in my second class titled Pendulums, Crystals, and Tools. But I actually did a video on the crystals that I use, and you can find that in let me find that for you. This was one that I did a while ago, though. This was years ago, so it might come out like I look like I'm. You'll see that I look a lot younger, but let me find the link and I'll leave it for you. But I did a video on my. I'll find it. I'll find it. But you can find it in my in the playlist, like bonus videos or extra videos or something like that. Where did that go? Oh, Claire, I love that. My intuition is so high. I've let myself manifest very quickly. A few things recently. There you go. There you go. There you go. And it's so true. It's just like being in touch with your higher self, and or higher mind. Let's say that, because you are yourself, right? And I think when we say higher self, it's just like it's just ascension. Yeah. Ascending. Yes, I love that. Cold laser therapy. I think that is what I do every night. I don't know, but she does get that or for her, but she does get that at the vet. Y'all, oh my gosh, I love that all of y'all are talking about gratitude and manifestation. And that's the other thing about manifestation, is just make sure that you feel it. Make sure that you feel it. Because I noticed when I was younger, one of the first things and I just talked about this in that class I just did. When I was younger, because I was able to, I used to like fall into trances. I used to all these things, but again, I just talked about it. But I always say that people are wired a different way, and I was just kind of wired with these gifts of the intuition, predictions, the psychic, if that's the word, that clairvoyance. And so there's a little bit of I learned early on there's a difference between manifesting, or there's a way to manifest, and it really is something that you actually have to you just have to feel it in your soul, because otherwise you're just asking for something, right? You have to and what really helps is taking that inspired action. And when I say that, it's crystals, maybe lighting some candles, maybe sage, whatever it is, but that's intention that you're setting. That's part of that manifestation. That's why people call it manifestation rituals. because you're setting this intention, you're serious about it. Like, I really am feeling this, and I'm taking this inspired action. In order, like I said, to take inspired action, you actually have to care. So there's a difference between manifesting, like, okay, like, yeah, I want to manifest $1 million. With, you can have it, but you got to do it the right way. You got to do it the right way. You have to be at a certain frequency. You have to, it's a whole thing. But yes, you can absolutely. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna let you go. I just wanted to say that I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you so much for all your kind words and comments. And it has been a journey. And remember, it is eclipse season. And so even the fact that I say that, it's just like, yes, you're gonna have changes in your life. There's just work with a lot of these energies. Always strive to be the best version of yourself. Yeah. Everything you do for the greater good, because there are going to be things that will try to pull you into low energy frequency. And don't let anything take your power. Okay? Never let anything take your power. Never let anything take away everything that you've worked hard for to this point. And just know that there may be some challenging aspects coming up for the rest of the month, but you also have great, amazing aspects at the same time. And so whether there's good ones, challenging ones, it doesn't matter. As long as you are being true to yourself, as long as you are working on your karma, your karmic journey, even if that isn't a thing for you, just being a good person, and helping others and supporting others and putting that energy out there that you want to receive in kind. Always try to make a difference, because that will make a difference in your life. Okay? With that said, that should have been a TED Talk. Do those still exist? Y'all, when I say I don't watch the news or anything, I really don't. I'm so behind. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what's going on. But of course I know things. So, and bigger news. But anyway, I don't know about TED Talks. That's what I'm saying. Like those things like that. I could Google it. Or use AI, chat GPT it. Anyway, I'm joking. Y'all, have an amazing Saturday. Remember, we do have an amazing alignment with Mercury, Jupiter, and the Sun this weekend. Please take advantage, okay? Treat yourself well. Do things that like really excite you. Try new experiences. Be very curious about trying things. Have conversations that are gonna, that change your world. Yeah. Do things that are very exciting for you. And I think, what is it? We do have oh, and the moon is in Gemini too. Oh my gosh, there you go. You got all this mutable energy this weekend. So you got the moon in Gemini, Uranus in Gemini. You got Sedna in Gemini. So Virgo, Gemini, that's really activated. Let me just actually pull up the chart for you. You've got that happening. The moon is actually connecting very closely, going to be me. Yeah, you will have the moon with Mars later tonight. All right, that'll be more tomorrow. But anyway, there's really not a lot going on other than the Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, sextile Cazimi this weekend. Please take advantage of that. Of course, the Prism portal is still in effect as well. That's tight too. Remember, those are tight. They're all at 1 degree. So remember, 1 degree is new beginnings. And remember, new beginning is a process with this. All right. So everyone's in this phase of this new beginnings. Let me see. We've got Venus at 22 degrees in Leo. That's really nice. That's going to be, Venus is connecting with Eris, and Mars. That's right. Monday. Yeah. So we are in the window of that. Venus sextile Mars. That's happening this weekend too. It's the peak is going to be Monday. Yeah. That's the exact, they're meeting at 25 degrees. but they're still sextile right now. They're only within 2 degrees apart. So that's amazing. So you've got the sun and Mercury sextile Jupiter while Venus sextile Mars this weekend. This is going to be, like I said, the luckiest and best weekend of the month. So y'all are amazing. I'm very excited and to do your forecast. We're going to do the end of the month, the end of September, which will include the eclipse in Virgo, and Mars is going to square Pluto, but there's, you know, other things. I still have to schedule, if you're a tier 3 member, the astrology overview for October. Okay, I'll do that now. Oh my gosh, it's just been a lot. My mom's birthday's in, like there's this there's a lot that's been happening, but yeah, and then I'll see y'all at Great Awakener tomorrow for I'm doing 2 live streams, so gonna answer your questions there. We're gonna talk about more of what's happening here in the world. Okay, there's a lot. All right, y'all, but y'all work on you. Have an amazing weekend. I'm excited for y'all. I want to know what I always want to like talk to y'all. I want to know what's going on. Okay, so y'all, thank you so much. I will see you. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing weekend. Best weekend of the month. Take advantage. Take advantage of this. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all just made my day. Y'all made my day. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you very soon. Okay. Bye-bye, y'all. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.